Our young people are not learning what they need to learn. When you come here, and that's the story I want to be told today, I want you to tell how the community raised you, how the community invested in you. What Paul was saying to Timothy, as we were talking to Timothy, he said, I fought the good fight. I've done all I can, but Timothy, it's time for you to take this over. Yeah. See, that's the conversation we're not having. It's time for the young folk to take it over, but we're not giving them what they need to take it over. We're not giving them, it's all right being a millennial. It's all right to be these things, growing up, have your own idea, but we got to keep that foundation, because the foundation was built on something great. We got to tell the story. We're smart people, we're educated people. We got to tell the story because it's not Black history, it's American history. We helped build this country. But so many times we talk about Dr. King, we talk about Medgar Evers, and we talk about all these great Andrew Young and all these people, but we forget the foot soldiers like you all. Because without you all, I wouldn't be where I am now. Today, I want to say thank you for that, but I want to have the opportunity to let the rest of the country, the rest of the city, and I want this to go as big as it can. I want y'all to tell the story. Tell it from your heart.
I am a retired educator, administrator with Anniston City Schools. I have been in Anniston since 1968. Talking about 15th Street, it has changed so much since I've been here. We used to have Cooper Homes right across the street from Cobb Elementary. Homes, the project is gone, as they say. Homes, the street, it just does not seem the same. This used to be a very vibrant street. I was just talking to Mr. Jackson after my husband passed. This is where I bought my son to get his hair cut. 3 years old, sitting in my lap and General giving him a haircut. So it's a lot of memories up and down this street, a lot of memories.
And it was so many different businesses up and down. I would tell a lot of people 15th Street during the late 50s and early 60s was like Bourbon Street, Beale Street. It was so busy. Reading was really so busy back in those days. Anniston had a population of about 35,000 people, if not more. We had 7 to 10 pipe shops in the city of Anniston. That's why you see a smokestack on the wall. To be honest, I think it was a total of 14 pipe shops in the city limits of Anniston.
The only thing new in this world is a history that you don't know. And so this is what this is about today, is to tell the history. Now, this mural back here was done by, started in the spirit of Anniston. And there I was a board member there. Betsy Beam, Ann Welch, and I worked on this mural. We wanted to bring out what was going on in Anniston, what was Anniston about. And that's what this mural is telling you. Mr. Palmore, he said, well, we didn't need to go across the tracks, because we had everything on this side of town. And he said, it was a city within the city. Now that's where that name came from.
Another project was, as Nay said, the Coos organization. Mr. Grant Oden, Leonard Robinson, and they needed 4 to integrate the Anniston Beneficent Golf Course. Neither one of us didn't have any golf clubs, so we had borrowed clubs. And it was a peaceful transaction. When we got up there, the police was there, and we played. And we had to go out to 17th Street. That church wasn't built then. And it's tell Reverend Reynolds and them how it went through. And they said, you do the talking. They always put me up to do the talking, you know. And it was my brother, he's dead now. And Ben Whitfield is in Cincinnati, was 4 of us, and Ralph Wilson. So that was a city course. All we had to do is pay entry, but we had to integrate it.
Inasmuch as I still reside right here in the midst of West Anniston on Cobb Avenue, it does remind me of what it used to be like here. The music from people singing, the church choirs, all was a part of what this part of Anniston was all about. And the school systems, and it's to me right now, the community is minus schools. I have seen too many schools in this area. When I came, that was booming, like Cooper and 12th Street and Norwood, and there are others. What happened when you lose schools? That's what children began to see when they start to grow a school, and when they don't see that and they have to be bused to a school, to me is not good.
Now, I have been in this town, as I say, for the past 8 decades, and as he mentioned, the pipe shop, it was known as the world's largest pipe center. Every day was hazy, a little less than this. You didn't see a blue sky. I remember all those areas up and down 15th Street. The yellow cab was the only cab that would permit blacks to ride. Crescent cab, you couldn't ride in a Crescent cab. You couldn't ride in a Patty taxi company, all those known. So we started the development of Afro, Mac, and all the other different cabs company. And 15th Street can grow. We just got to get with the Economical Development Board. There are plenty of funds that have been made available through the various acts that Congress has passed.
Cobb Avenue High School, as I look back and think, had great teachers, and we received a great education. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm talking about in the 50s, because I graduated in 54. Would you believe that the music that you see there, the symbol for music behind me, Mrs. Lillian W. Foreman, who belonged to my church and my adopted godmother, was supervisor of music for Anniston City Schools. She had a studio over right where that washateria is in that area growing up. She was so well in music. We had a choir. We sang William Dawson, who was from Anniston. Boy back there had us to know who he was. You wouldn't believe it. We had a Reverend Wester who taught French at Cobb during those days. Our choir, Mrs. Foreman carried us to Selma once to sing. Even the Messiah. I'm just saying, I have a great appreciation for music because of that. This area was blooming during those days. When the folk was in bloom at a while, and even before, I was old enough, they say the soldiers came for entertainment on weekends because they couldn't come downtown. So I guess a lot of the females, black females in that time, had an opportunity. Some of them met good husbands.
There was a period during the Christmas holidays where 15th Street all the way to 19th Street was blocked off. And that was to allow us to skate during Christmas holidays. So everybody wanted skates for Christmas so they could come down and skate. Sometimes people would ride bicycles, but basically skates. And Reverend Washington, the minister of 17th Street Baptist Church at the time, went to the city council and actually got permission for it to be blocked off. But, you know, I've learned in life that time just brings on changes. And so with that said, there can be a change where the community can come together to try to help rebuild, as we're starting to do now with this mural as a foundation to kind of bring businesses back into the community and make it what it used to be.
You could say, where are you from? I live in Anniston. Where is that? That's where the bus burning took place. That's where Monsanto polluted a lot of the soil. Right away, it would stand out. And we got to get away from that stigma.
We're trying to make a new identity. We are sick and tired of being sick and tired of them and us. We all as one, white and black. Our real problem is right and wrong, but we still know we have different people on both sides of the track, but we can't let that stop us now. We got to move on. We can't worry about the ignorance on either side. But today, we want to make a statement, our history in the past, where we come from, and where we're going. To look back and say, hey, let's not make the same mistake.
Of course, the mural back here depicts us as being happy people. We were happy people with what we had, and we made a difference in this community.
At Cobb, we had a morning quote that we would say every morning when a child was selected as a leader. I am somebody. I have a good mind, and I can and will learn. I will obey my parents, teachers, and other adults. I will study and read. I am proud of my home, my school, and my community. I am somebody. If it is to be, it is up to me.